No matter what it is in life that you want, you gotta go out there and get it. It's no nothing to a sleeper but a dream. Never give up on your goals. Stay focused on you. Focus your view. Succeed, cause I'm hoping you do. Keep climbing up the ladder, cause the key to success. Go hard and go home. Never settle for less.
Team, it's Robert Porter and Ipiani Locker with the I Love San Bernardino County Radio Show on KCNBC 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, where we will talk politics, culture, and history. What's up, Ipiani? How you doing, dude?
I'm doing great.
No. What you got there? Is that tea you're having in the house?
You know where I got it from. You give you one
Viva
guess.
la Boba!
See.
And they got their new spot over on State Street in Redlands. So,
and you know what's special about them? Shout out to David and Tensa. I was a part of the Redlands leadership 2024, and that is our project, is the logo on the building, on the Viva La Boba building in Redlands. So
cool.
That was our project.
And it's a little girl with a drink, right?
No, the mural.
The mural. Oh, the mural.
I said logo. I led you astray.
Okay.
The mural on the back of the building as you get off going down Orange Street. That mural that says like "Welcome to Redlands."
Okay.
That was our project.
Okay, cool.
And we had the artists on here. We had Frank. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
yes.
That was the muralist that did that. So shout out to Frank and shout out to Redlands Leadership Class of 2024 and Class of 2025. They have a project where they're doing kind of like a community garden, and we kind of flirted with that idea as well. But they actually were able to get a spot to make it happen. So we wish them well.
I did get his card, Frank's card to Parks and Rec, but unfortunately that Parks and Rec's director's gone.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had to start over with something.
I hear you. Back to ground zero.
Yeah. I'd like to mention our sponsors, Golden Pizza and Wings over on Olive and Waterman, or Highland and Golden, and they got a spot in Colton and Fontana. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's some good stuff. Their deal is $7.55 plus tax all day, every day for a large pepperoni or cheese pizza, but you have to order in, so you have to go pick it up. Mm-hmm. And you can get some wings, and this special's over, but they did have this great special just recently, wings. So like Ted calls me up, he's like, Robert, we got an order some wings, and we got to get them out in 2 days.
I hear you.
So he calls me up, go over and make the video. We did it. They're
awesome.
Out. So like we're getting the views, we're getting the people in there.
You're getting the views. Help me out.
Yeah,
help me out, team.
Yeah. Well, let's get this pizza spot bumping and get some good business in there, good locals, and you'll understand why, because it's good pizza and it's not too expensive, right?
Definitely. You know, have you been over, speaking on the restaurant tip, have you went to the soul food place, Pat's place? Have you been there yet?
Oh yeah, I've been to Pat's.
Oh man, I told people that I would reveal my review of the food on tonight's show, and it was delicious. I had the meatloaf with the mashed potatoes. I got the mac and cheese and the cabbage, and they give you enough food that you can get 2 meals out of your one plate. What I loved about it.
Wait a second. It didn't make 2 meals for me.
Well, I'm of the heavier set, and I try to be a little more conscious. And I'm not as rich as you either, Robert. So
those oxtails were so scrumptious that anything that was left, Amy got. So I didn't,
that's why you got all those bite marks on your fingers.
It's because an ox only has one tail, buddy.
I hear you, and it's crazy how that kind of happens in this culture, where the food that often was the scraps, or really oxtail, chitlins, and stuff, were given to the slaves, were the lesser cuts, and now these are the cuts that are prize cuts now. So it's crazy how the world goes full circle. You know?
And oxtail is so good, and
yes,
and the way Pat makes it is very succulent. Like it falls right off the bone in your mouth, and then I always like to get a fork full of macaroni and cheese and some of the gravy.
Yeah. I hear you. Because they had the brown, with the meatloaf, they had the brown gravy and the red gravy.
Oh.
I got to try the red the next time, but I just tried the brown this time. But next time I'm gonna get the red gravy.
Yeah, like I told him, I said, hey, dude, you got went viral. I think that last time I looked, it had 75,000 views.
Awesome, bro.
I'm like, whoa, man.
Awesome.
I was like, I can't even get that on my That's incredible. Right?
Sheesh.
Yeah, like literally, I made $28 on that post, so
awesome.
It paid for
I hear
my
the meal, the oxtails. I hear you. So anytime I see, I know when you got oxtails now, I'm like, oh, he just did a reel over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I can actually afford it.
Definitely. Yo, E-Money, could you tell our audience how they can tune in to the I Love San Bernardino County radio show?
Oh, of course, you guys can tune in via a KCA radio app. Just go ahead and download that app off of the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Or you could also just tune in via KCARadio.com, watch your guys' beautiful faces and sick fits via the live stream. Or if they want to just go the audio route, go ahead and hit play live now. And they just go click that and tune in.
Awesome. Fumage.
Fumage for all.
Thank you, brother. And you are too kind.
Then I'd also like to mention PAL Charter Academy, one of our great sponsors. They just had their open house over there and a football game, but they did lose, unfortunately. But they have a great team, and they're going to look forward to some more incredible wins. So I'm going to try to make it over there to a couple of their games and watch a football game. It's been a long time since I've been to like a high school football game.
So, Cardinal Pride.
Yeah, like Pacific Pirates rule, but I didn't go to a lot of games, and I wasn't on the football team, but my brother was. My brother was, yeah. So
I didn't play a lot, but I was on the team.
Yeah, did you get 7 touchdowns in one game?
Heck no, man. I was on special teams and defense.
I figured Rob is one of the people who would be underneath the bleachers hanging out at football games. Am I wrong?
They're like you don't even get last
Smoking
pick.
drugs.
Yeah.
Smoking
You
drugs.
don't even get last pick. You're under there with the reefer.
The devil's
The
lettuce.
reefer. All right, and
It's a good place. It was a cool place to be.
yeah. But while we're talking about PAL Charter Academy,
Yeah. Disregard everything we just said.
PAL Charter Academy is a drug-free campus.
Yes,
and
indeed.
they will take care of your kids. They will show your kids what to do right and how to do it.
Yes,
and
indeed.
they have some great programs over there when it comes to 3D printing, videography, weight training, sports, everything you can imagine. So please, if your kid needs some special attention when it comes to school, or maybe you just want to send them to an incredible school, please check out PAL Charter Academy at info@palcenter.org or call 909-887-7002. And we will be in a future show coming up here. We'll be having Pal on again. And,
All right.
talking about some of their new stuff coming up here, and their IE Live Market. So that's be interesting. I'm going to head over to that. I wanted to get now before we get. Thank you, Pal, for everything. But you went to the Black Chamber of Commerce's market night, or
No, that
What
was,
was that?
actually Sunshine Party Rentals' 5th year
Okay,
anniversary.
okay.
But it was housed in the parking lot where the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce and Youth Build are located. At least their
and they
San
do
Bernardino
they
location.
do their market night there, right?
Yes, they initially were doing that during the summer, as Lou said last week. That is no longer happening, but they
okay.
said they're going to be bringing it back in the near future. But I know what's on the radar, at least, and we both know, and we talked about it last show, is the hot meals and socks.
Okay.
That's going to be coming around. But on what happened there this past Saturday with Sunshine Party Rentals' 5th year anniversary, it was a wonderful event. A lot of great vendors, a lot of great people. Ran into some people I haven't seen in a while that I used to work with back in the day. Shout out to McKay, Michelle McKay. I work with 3 different Michelles, but Michelle McKay and then Lauren Sanders. We were some of the first cohort of mental health outreach workers with the African American Health Coalition. So it was nice to see them in the flesh and get some pictures together. So it was a good time.
And if you're a business owner, 5 years is a threshold that you always try to reach.
Totally.
And oftentimes there's a good chance you're going to make it
Yes,
as
indeed.
a restaurant or whatever if you made it for the 5 years.
Definitely 3 to 5. That 3-year mark is a big milestone, but like you said, that 5-year
Yeah,
mark is also a
and
milestone.
it deserves celebration,
Oh, totally,
definitely. I
totally,
mean, that is a lot of hard freaking work to keep a
Totally,
business
totally.
going and in the green,
Yes, and in the green. That's because that's the whole point of running the business is to get some green.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, as long as you can pay yourself, right?
There you
That's
go.
the main thing. Oh, well, and I'd like to thank Palette Charter Academy, and they're over there in Muscoy.
Disneyland.
Yeah, they got their market night. We got some market night. there's a farmer's market downtown San Bernardino on Tuesday.
Oh man, I stopped over there like a couple of weeks ago, and I got some pupusas, and they were delicious. And there's so many beautiful offerings. I even got the lemonade, what is it? The cucumber lemonade. I loved it. I'm not really supposed to be drinking that stuff, but I treated myself as a diabetic.
Yeah.
It was, and theirs wasn't super sweet, so I love that because initially, if they're super sweet, I'll go and cut it with water. I'll pour some out I'll pour some in another container and then cut it with water. I'm not pouring out nothing. I don't be wasting no money. But it was delicious, man, and good vibes. So many different food offerings. So I definitely look forward to making my way back there one of these Fridays or Saturdays when I'm in the area and grabbing some more food from over there.
Yeah, and they have some fruit vendors there.
Definitely.
Some really good stuff. So.
Yeah, they got people selling hats, clothing, supplies. There was a variety of offerings there, but I was there for the food.
Well, I'd also like to mention our I Love San Bernardino standout of the week is the San Bernardino County Museum and their staff. I'd like to give them some actual props because they're the repository for most of the history in the San Bernardino area. Now, we do have the San Bernardino Historical Society and the Native Sons of the Golden West and a few other historical groups, but they're usually when an entity is backed by government tax dollars, there's a good chance it's going to stick around.
Yeah.
And then when that same entity is supported by a very rich casino up there at San Manuel, the Ujavi Thomas San Manuel, then also that's a good chance that they're going to survive too. So I want our artifacts where they're going to survive.
I'm just going to put this out in the atmosphere. I would love the casino, Yahaviatan Casino. We would love to do a I Love San Bernardino County live show with a live audience and interview some of the tribal leaders and leadership within the casino. Reach out to us. We would love to make that happen. We won't charge you at all. We'll do it for free.
Yeah, come on. And the San Bernardino County Museum has an incredible collection of the Ujaviatam's artifacts and some of the Kuya and some of the other local groups of Mojave. And they're all set up to where you and the kids can go to the museum, walk through these exhibits, and it's kid friendly. So it helps them kind of understand where that stuff is coming from.
History.
Yeah. And then like in between the exhibits, there's kid friendly things to do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm a sole believer that we need to tell our history of this nation in full truth and transparency. One, so we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. And two, to show that atrocities have happened, genocides have happened here on this land, but yet we can still come together as humanity, because that's what we're always going to be first and foremost.
And never forget.
And build better from those tragic experiences.
So we don't repeat that stupid
indeed.
stuff again, whatever it was.
One thing I want to say is I have a huge hunch where I expect to see you this weekend, either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Do you know where that's going to be at?
Maybe at the powwow?
You know it. You know.
What day are you gonna go?
Oh my God! I literally have to work from today to the 28th. I have things on the schedule, so I'm hoping to get there maybe Sunday if I can.
Yeah, I find the best day to go is Friday night because that's the night where everyone's energetic.
Oh Lord!
Right?
When the peyote is.
I don't know about that, but I just know that it feels like the energy is really strong with the singing and everything else. The Saturday is too. It's Sunday. You can feel that they're getting ready to close.
I hear you.
Saturday is to me the most fun day because it's dancing all day long, all the competition.
And I love the outfits. The outfits are so beautiful.
Grand opening. But Friday is like I kind of feel like it's more local. A lot more people show up
I hear you.
that are from San Bernardino area.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an evening thing, and I really enjoy.
I'm gonna
it.
see. I'm gonna see if I ain't making no promises, but I'll try to get out there for a Friday because normally I go on Saturdays, and I'm definitely gonna try to come out on Friday, and I'm definitely bringing the camera because I got some great shots last year, and that's when I was using my Canon R50 with just my simple EF lenses, but I'm gonna bring out the big gun
And
that.
have fun,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, try to knock it out the
And
park.
if you want some fry bread, which is everybody's got to get some fry, you might want to come early.
Okay.
Right? Get there a little early because I'm serious. That
No, the
line
line-
can be an hour or two.
Yo,
Yeah.
the line was so long that I ended up going to the one vendor that was doing Polynesian food, and I got some what is it, the spam with the seaweed and the rice. I forget the name of it, but it's probably
yeah.
like Ono sells
Amy
it.
just made some of that too.
Yeah, it starts with an M.
Masubi?
Masubi.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's delicious though. Masubi.
yeah,
My dad loves.
I love spam like that. It's
My
really
dad
good.
loves spam. I don't know if he ever
I
had
like with
masubi,
eggs,
but he
too.
might have.
You
I'm
like
pretty
with
sure.
eggs?
I haven't tried it with eggs. My dad used to cook it with eggs, spam with eggs.
Little tiny bit of salsa.
But that spam just has so much damn sodium off
Yeah,
it.
yeah, true. You can't have too much of it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's something I crave once in a while.
Unless you're trying to get up out of here quick, then go ahead, have it.
But like I do have 5 cans in the cupboard because that stuff. If you look at the expiration date,
It
man,
lasts a lifetime.
yeah,
I hear
man.
you.
So like if you, that is,
indestructible.
yeah, you may need that someday if
I hear
something, So
Nah, I feel you.
it's a good thing, a good way to keep some good protein on hand.
Definitely. Well, maybe not good protein, but protein.
Well, no, I mean, I like spam and eggs once in a while. I crave it occasionally,
you, I hear you.
or with some hash browns. Where they go? Yeah.
On that tip, what is for all three of us? What is one of your favorite breakfast meals? Is it that the spam and eggs? Is that one of your?
All right, you want to go for my breakfast? So if I'm getting over to Baseline Burger or Jenny's and Island or wherever, right?
Yeah.
Or DJ's, I like pancake and eggs with bacon, and why? Because for some reason I like to with eggs over easy because I like to take the yolk and mix it with the pancakes
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the bacon and
Yeah.
then take a bite. And
I hear
syrup, yeah.
Sounds
that's my
disgusting.
favorite.
No,
Hey!
no, my dad likes his eggs over easy with runny with the yolk. And
Yeah.
I eat them like that sometimes too. E Money or Easy E. How about yourself?
You know what? I think a breakfast burrito can't go wrong with a breakfast burrito with some bacon, extra crispy bacon in there, and or like I'm a sucker for a breakfast sandwich too, like Grand Slamwich from Denny's. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like basically any kind of variation of that out of the park.
You're a happy camper.
Yeah, it's
Where do you go for your breakfast burritos in Riverside County?
Oh, there's this spot around the corner called Amy's, and it's funny. I grew up there and never went to this Amy's restaurant because it's kind of in like the parking lot of a motel.
Yeah.
But then this lady I was dating. She was on Yelp, like most people are on Yelp and stuff. I guess she's like, "Hey, we were looking for a spot. Great ratings."
you
And I
go.
said, "This spot." Around the corner that I would never go to has like
Yeah.
5-star, and it's pretty inexpensive for like the amount of food you get. Like you were saying last week, you get like one meal. You could split it for
There you
for
go.
two.
There you
Yeah.
go. Pay once, eat
Yeah.
twice. Poet, acronym for poet, or 3 times.
And you?
Myself, I love me some biscuits and gravy. I love some biscuits and gravy with some. I don't like my bacon crispy. I like it a little flexible,
Oh
nice
no!
and chewy.
Blasphemy.
I like it crispy now. But nah, that's one of my go-tos. Throw some hot sauce on it. I really enjoy it, and I love when I go to hotels that have it. And you know what? I'm going to Oakland, October 10th through the 12th, and I booked the same hotel that I stayed in last year.
Is that a good
'cause
breakfast?
They has some biscuits
Yeah.
and gravy. Yeah, and it's right by the water too. So and it's super affordable. So
And that breakfast edition is brought to you by Motivational Realizations, the energy of positive food thought.
yes, at breakfast.
Yeah, you better eat your breakfast.
Most important meal of the day, right?
Yes, indeed. But I don't even eat breakfast that often. I'm more of a lunch and dinner guy. You know what I mean?
Well, I have a little history tidbit today, and it's on Mill Street. Now, when I think of Mill Street, like it's kind of weird. I think of McDonald's.
No, we used to go to that McDonald's where the Burger Point is now. I believe.
And now Burger Point, right across the street from NOS or the Orange Show, right there.
Yeah.
Like, try Burger Point. Burger Point's great, but like for some reason, that was the McDonald's we would go to, right?
Definitely, I hear you.
So I always think of them, but Mill
before you go into that, speaking of that exact McDonald's, it's funny because my dad does look similar to James Earl Jones, right? And we went into that McDonald's one day, and the young Hispanic lady at the register, she just froze, and she thought my dad was James Earl Jones. She just froze
cool.
there. No, it was cool, and we knew it was happening because that's happened to him a few times because he does look very similar, same complexion, gray hair, wears his glasses, and so that was just a pleasant memory thinking about that McDonald's.
I got one. It's not as cool as that one, but like I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to get the deal for 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Like, remember when you had to say
for
that?
the Big Mac.
Yeah. I was so scared I wouldn't be able to remember it.
You guys gotta fill me in. You guys gotta fill me in. I don't get that. What is it?
Oh, that's the uses. Those are the ingredients for the Big Mac. And you would use to one of the marketing campaigns basically was to come in and sing that song if you wanted to get a Big Mac,
for cheaper price, for the deal price.
Oh, dude, you'd be having me see if restaurants still did that. I'm singing in it everywhere.
So, I practiced, but I was still so scared.
But you did it.
Yeah, I did it.
There you go. How was the Big Mac?
It was good. Without. I always didn't like onions, so I was always at the end like,
Blasphemy!
Did I have to put onions on? And then, or like, my mom even tricked me back in the day. She's like, "Oh, that's rice."
That's
so
cold.
then I'd be like, "Hey,"
cold-blooded.
I'd be like, "No rice."
Like, ain't no rice on it, bro. Get the special kid out of here.
Yeah,
I don't remember rice part of the song.
I would eat it if it said it was rice. So I'd be like, "What? Oh gosh."
The Jedi mind trick. Parenting 101. Lie to your children.
So, Mill Street. This is from Guideposts to History, Origin and Place Names of Street Names in San Bernardino County by Elizabeth Richards. Mill Street. Barely had the Mormon settlers arrived when they began plowing and planting a huge grain field. They selected 1,300 acres between Little Mountain and the base of San Bernardino Range. When this grain was harvested, the need for a grist mill to grind it and produce flour was pressing. The Mormon settlement millwright was George W. Shireen. He and elders Lyman and Rich had been looking for quite a while for a suitable site for a mill. They finally selected Warm Creek at the intersection of what is now Mill and Allen Streets. On the 5th of July, 1852, the entire colony gathered to hear a short but patriotic appeal by the orator of the day, a postponed 4th of July celebration, and then all spent the day harvesting the wheat. 2 weeks later, the entire group turned out to build a dam on Warm Creek for the new grist mill. After a few hours' work, and the entire stream was running through the mill race, and on August 7th, 1852, the Mormon clerk wrote, "Our mill now does good work making flour." The mill had been built for 2 runs of stones, but only one side had been used to grind flour. The other side was set up first for a circular saw to cut up trees brought into the valley from the surrounding mountains. Pictured at right is a Mormon grist mill. So it's just like a big, looks like a 2-story square building with a big hole where the water had run through, and it had a little water wheel there to catch the water. So basically, team, you're like, oh, you don't just go down to the store and buy some Weber's bread and eat it. No, you go and you take your whole family, you harvest the wheat, and then you take it to the local mill and have them grind it up on local stones, right? And then you have flour that you can turn into things like bread or cookies or I don't know, maybe not beer, but they probably just threw the grain.
Well, they wouldn't grind it if they were going to make the beer or the mead out of it.
But we take a lot of things for granted nowadays that we don't harvest our own grain at all. We probably don't even know what grain looks like.
Well, I know some do, and you have a green thumb as well, so you'll be fine. But I really encourage more of our community to learn how to grow, to be self-sufficient and self-sustaining, because it only take a few things happening for the food chain to be disrupted. And those that are in urban areas are really going to be the first people that are really going to struggle the most, because they don't know. Many of them don't have the skills of growing their own food. So people such as you and other people that know how to grow their food, and other people that have prepared for times like this. Because I say all that to say, remember in elementary school how we used to put our earthquake packs together every year?
Yeah.
And it's like, why did we stop doing that? So
I don't know.
I encourage my family. We keep multiple cases of water.
Yeah, we've always had, but why don't they teach the kids that anymore? We need
I
to
have
ask.
no idea, and we need to do it even once you're out of school. You need to do that at your house. Have your medicine at least for a couple of weeks, at least a week of medicine. Having multiple cases of water. Having some food, some like canned food, some dry food, some jerky things that will last a while.
Spam, yep.
Spam, tuna. You know what I mean? But things to survive, because
especially for like at least a week period.
If you want to survive.
Yeah.
When Katrina happened, most people, besides the people that initially were killed by the storm, the others that succumbed were lack of water. They didn't have water for 4 or 5 days. If you don't drink water for 4 or 5 days, you'll leave this planet. You know what I mean?
And how are you gonna drink contaminated water if you don't boil it? So you need some way to light a fire, and so things like a lighter and matches.
Definitely, flint, matches, waterproof lighters, flashlights. They do sell those straws now that have like multiple filters in them that you could pull from pretty much
and all
dirty
these
water.
things like. If you're with my family, like I have a whole closet filled with survival stuff. I'm gonna be able to help the whole dang neighborhood, form an army. And
Hey, God bless you, brother.
And
I think you should be telling people that. Now we're going to Robert's house.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, they can come because my neighbors are fully armed, and they can join our army or they can succumb. But like
state property, get down or lay down.
Yeah, like my father would do things like teach us how to enclose the neighborhood and guard all entrances and exits. So you build the cars up. You have a checkpoint. You don't allow anybody into your neighborhood. You have to go through multiple layers before they get to the food and stuff, because you have to be protective during these times. People are going to be raiding the supermarkets, and there won't be anything left. Oh, they might start it all on fire. The worst thing, and everything's gone, right? So the first thing you do is you add food, and then you also make sure that food is accessible, and and those medical things are accessible, right?
Totally. You need
so like you don't want to leave them in your car if all the time if you're not in your car all the time.
Definitely.
But you want one in your car.
Yeah, especially if it's like an EpiPen or things like that that you might need.
So you think outside the box with this stuff, but don't go overbearing, but like make sure that you're safe for a week.
Better safe than sorry. And I'm not like a doomsday prepper, but things can happen.
Yeah.
So if you want to give your best chance for survival, you need to be preparing and have some food stored away, have some water stored away, have some of the medicines that you need.
Why would we ever need something like that? Well, if someone were to detonate like an EMP,
dirty bomb, an EMP or a nuke
in our atmosphere, we wouldn't have electricity for probably a few weeks at least.
I mean, and that's if they detonated EMP, the technology would be down for months, if not years, because everything in our world nowadays runs off of circuits and chips.
We'd see the military stuff moving around, and we'd be trying to figure out all our stuff.
And on that tip, it's like I do want to get an old school whip that is carbureted, right? A straight analog vehicle, because those were still running. But all our cars, they're going to be
turned off.
Yeah, just paperweights.
But then that's where Spam and tuna and your medical supplies, that if maybe someone does get sick and you need some aspirin. All right.
I could see in the like Mad Max, Robert Porter's King Spam. King Spam, can you please?
I have always had at least one can of Spam in my cupboard.
Gold
always,
now. It's platinum now, bro.
Always have done it. But yeah, we're definitely a survival family, and I've learned that I just threw away a lot of that survival stuff that I had when I was a kid. Like so you have to keep it.
Yeah, fresh.
You gotta
rotate it.
But like it's kind of like a way of life you need to do.
Yeah.
but don't let it take over like the prepper craziness.
You see extremists, and I'm not even opposed to having the bug out bags, because you know how some of them will go to specific locations and dig a hole and put certain supplies, the radios and things like that. I'm not even opposed to that, because to me it's better safe than sorry. You know.
And if you want to know how to protect your food and everything, just watch Dancing with Wolves. They'll teach you how to do it all.
Because you're going to be dancing with the human wolves, and they're worse.
Like human wolves will take your food.
Yes.
If you've saved things, you got to be able to hide it quick too. So like whatever you have saved, make sure it's protected in the spot that dang, like I take this all for granted. My dad taught me how to be a crazy survival dude, right?
No, not a crazy survival dude, a very wise, intelligent.
I'd come home and my dad be like, "There's a fire. What do you do? Where are you running?" Right? Or there's an earthquake. What's the first thing you do? And like he make you run out to the freaking gas line and turn it off.
I hear you.
Like
that's smart.
Okay,
because
where's the nearest knife in this? Where's the nearest weapon in the house?
I hear you.
Make you run to grab it as quickly as possible.
Because if an intruder comes in, you have to defend your home. And that's just wise. This is the world we live in. So if you're that naive to think nothing's going to happen to you, God bless you. And I pray grace on you. And I pray grace upon you.
And hopefully it never happens.
Amen.
You don't have to be, you're prepared, but you don't have to use it.
Yes, better, what is it? I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah.
Rather caught with it than without it.
At my door, I have my club, I have my knife, and I have my flashlight. So I can choose what I want to take outside with me as I'm walking out. But if those tools aren't there and available for you when you need them, then, you probably should grab the flashlight. But like sometimes you might need to grab that club, and my club is made of ironwood. You don't want to get hit with this baseball bat.
Well, I have a 45, so you don't want to get hit with that one either.
Yeah,
I got a 38 special.
See, the one thing with weapons that with firearms, yes, they are great, but you have to be able to access them in that instant, right? So if you're trying to protect the firearm from your kids or whatever, sometimes you have them in a box and everything, or like you don't want to always just leave it under the.
No, especially if you have kids.
So that's why my dad always had the arsenal, but that was like he wanted me to use the club first, right? Or the Bowie knife first, right?
Because it's so much assessment that you have to do in a split second, right? If it's someone that's unhoused and they're just looking for something, you might not want to shoot that person, right?
Yeah. And you can get in trouble with a firearm too.
You potentially can, because I know in certain states they have king of the castle rules and stuff like that. If a person does enter
you let off a firearm, it don't matter where you're at, they're gonna come.
Well, they're gonna come, but if the circumstances, if someone really is breaking into your house and they're a threat, then you have the full right to protect your family, protect your house, protect your things.
Like for instance, you can't just if someone steals your transmission out of your truck and they're running
out there,
you can't just
start
in the back. You can't start shooting at them or nothing. So you gotta use your brain,
Definitely. Or never mind. I'm not even gonna go. I'm gonna leave that alone. This is a family-friendly show.
We're just trying to make sure you guys understand that we come from a military family where we are prepared for possibilities that could occur.
Yeah, you got to prepare for everything. Now, and like you said, we don't wish any of this stuff happens by any means.
But we're ready just in case.
It's just you got to. I mean, we from the Dino too. Like you have to have your head on a swivel out here, because stuff happens. Sadly, stuff really does happen.
The other thing is also my dad would teach me is about trade. Literally, money is worth nothing when you need food and stuff, but people always like jewelry.
You could barter.
Yeah, so if you got something that you could keep in your emergency thing for a bartering tool that will really catch someone's eye, that might get you that water or food that you need during that really crazy time.
So that fuel, that gas you may need to exit, for real. And I'm big on that too, having like a couple of 4 or 5 different 5-gallon gas containers around just to have some gas. I used to, once I get my own home, I'll definitely have a shed in the back, and I definitely want to keep a 50-gallon drum of fuel. You know what I mean?
A man shed.
Well, yeah, the man shed, and just really have it separated from the house. But I just think you need to have these things. I encourage people to have generators as well, attached to your house, because sadly, sometimes I see a lot on the I Love San Bernardino County page by Robert Porter. I always see people talking about blackouts in their area, and if those things last too long, you could lose $300-400 worth of food, right?
Like easy, yeah.
And over the course of a day or two, right? So it's like if you had that generator, and they're often not that expensive, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, but you could have power where everyone else doesn't have anything, but you still are able to utilize, charge up your stuff, keep your food. Most important, keep your food, preserve your food, because that's the most, and water. Those are the most important things that we need is water and food, right? So.
Yep. And if you wait till the last second to try to get these things,
Oh
it's
man, you're
not
gonna pay
happen,
if there's
yeah.
any left.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna pay a huge premium because sadly, the greed kicks in every time you see these things.
And you can live in an apartment and still have an earthquake kit. Mm-hmm. You can be renting one room out of somebody's home and still have a little kit on the side for you if you need it, right?
No, word up. I encourage you. Man.
And you might want to put something aside for your landlord too. I don't know.
Or for those that are renting, yes,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, your neighbors will be very important if something like that does occur. You
Yes.
really will rely on them.
That's why it's so important to know your neighbors. And
Yeah, do you know your neighbors' names? Do you have their phone number
Yes.
to contact them if
Definitely.
there is an
three of
emergency?
them. At least three of
Yeah.
the three ones closest to me. And I'm blessed. We're in the north end of Fontana, and we have a good neighborhood. And I walk every day, right? So
You know everybody.
Yeah. So and they see me, and so good neighbors. We have conversations all the time. What I'm trying to institute is trying to do like a community block party where everyone kind of just cooks something in their front yard and we just kind of walk up and down the block, get to talk to one another, trade some food and stuff, And so I'm trying to organize that between the two streets.
Food
that
is
are in our
always a
block.
great way.
Oh man, because it's such great diversity over there as well. We have Asians from different, like some are from China, a few are from Japan. We have some Guatemalans, we have some Mexicans, we have a couple of blacks that are Ecuadorians, right? But they're Afro-Latinos, you know what I mean?
If I had my avocado tree in your hood, I'd be eating good.
I mean, they probably be knocking on the door, bro, like for real. And it's all good because
That's one good thing fruit does is it's good trade.
definitely. No, it is good trade. That's a bartering tool. But, one thing I wanted to shout out, because I know we probably got about 15 minutes or so left.
Holy,
Yeah, it's flying by.
Because we so cool. I was
It's
telling
you,
them people
brother.
wanted to listen to us a little bit, so we're going to have a show about us. And then, of course, Eric.
And E-Money, of course. We can't do it. One thing, and shouting out of E-Money because he also is the navigator for Working Within the Margins with Z, and I have the pleasure of being a guest host on her show. It seems like it's going to be the fourth Thursday of each month, so I'm proud of that, and thank you, Zizette, for welcoming me on to your show as a co-host. So I got it's pretty
Every
cool.
Thursday
Good
at
show,
2 p.m. Every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Yes, thank you, brother. Working within the margins
really
with Z.
making a difference.
Definitely, man. I've known Zizette for well over a decade. When she used to work for Connie Leva, when Connie Leva was the senator, she was one of her staff, and I met her via the advocacy with previous jobs that I work. But she's a huge hockey fan. She's the one that got me to go to the Ontario Reign game, and I happened to see her there that night. I went, and so really cool. She's starting to grow her own food. She just showed her corn harvest, so she's cultivating her green thumb. You know what I mean? But
I always like it when someone's growing their own.
definitely. We know you, brother. We know you do.
Is it harvest time?
Harvest time. That's harvest time. I'm just gonna leave that alone right there.
It is harvest.
It is. It's harvest time. Harvest time.
But,
You know what I mean?
but wait a little bit longer. If you think it's ready, wait 2 more weeks. If you think it's ready, wait 2 more.
Those
weeks.
crystals. Get those crystals.
I promise you. Let me tell you. Take it from me.
We're talking about corn. We're talking about
wait 2
corn.
more weeks.
Well, definitely. One thing I wanted to shout out is the Environmental Education Collaborative. I wanted to shout them out because they recently had a art contest with art centered around environmental justice causes, and I submitted a poetry piece to the contest, and lo and behold, I end up being the winner of the adult literary category. So they blessed me.
I don't know what to do. What should I
Congrats, brother.
Hey, just a fist bump, brother.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just a fist bump.
Is there a title with this? Like,
Nah, there's no real title or anything like that.
Sir or
Mister Motivational Realization.
Yeah.
That's his new name. That's his new name in my phone.
There you go. Thank you, brother. Feel like I got some sense. Put some respect on my name. But no.
So you got a poem to share with
Yeah,
us?
yeah. I
All
wanted to
right.
share the poetry piece that I submitted. And this piece is called Fearless Creation. And this piece was written where I used to tell people all the time that I was so words to imagery. So it's a beautiful art piece by an artist by the name of Mario Sanchez Novato, and the piece is called Betrayal, and it inspired this piece. So here we go. Fearless Creation. She rises in defense, unable to endure another atrocity. Her lands molested and raped, precious purity ripped from soil, her waters polluted and contaminated, once purified endless bounty now depleted. Her skies polluted and tainted, pure air now toxin-laden. She rises, spirited soul of creation, in defense, a scourge upon her being, a plague upon her being, a menace upon her being. Scourging plague, menacing the age of industry, corporate's greed, smog of death, forged in destruction. Cold are the instruments, made to steal, respecting no boundaries, made to kill, valuing no lives, knowing no morality, knowing no compassion, knowing no balance, knowing only wealth's power, blinded corruption and defiled liberties. Ends in all its methods, ends in all its approaches, ends today. She rises, earth's spirited soul of creation, in defense, reclaiming her serenity, her land, reclaiming her peacefulness, her water, reclaiming her tranquility, her skies. As she faces man's fallen ambitions, cold still, the thief of all life, coaxed in aim, seeking to silence any that oppose. She has no fear for her once loved creation, reminiscing of a time before Eden. No confusion, just elation, no fear, just joy, no loss, just abundance. Scoffing at man's limited understanding and futile attempts to intimidate its maker. She is the ages, unlimited time, here long before man and will be here long after man. Eroding humanity, just a mix of chaff and dust, within the winds, within the grains, within the space of her time. Setting of a once beloved sun in view now, the falling of an abomination. A new sun has risen, unbreakable and unrelenting shine, shattering through clouded darknesses. The sun's reflection upon his first love, her creation. A balance has been struck. She rises in conquest, in peace. Fearless Creation by Apiani Lockhart. Motivational Realizations, the energy of positive thought.
So,
Hey, I love y'all guys, man. Y'all make me feel special, y'all. God bless y'all.
so
Mr.
What
Piani.
does that mean? So what does that mean to you, dude?
You know, and I'll show you the piece as I respond to that question. But what that means to me is the earth, we will never overpower the power of the earth itself, the elements, the winds, the waters, the rains, that we are such a fragile creation upon this land. And that, thank you, sir, that
I loved it.
we need to learn how
On your
to.
phone.
I hear you. We need to, as many of cultures throughout the world, unlike the Western ideals that we live in, there's many cultures respect and a balance of the earth and the elements, such as our indigenous culture, right? They understood the value of balance. You only take what you need. But we live in a society, especially when you look at it through a capitalism lens, it's about greed. It's not about me giving enough for my family. It's me stockpiling everything I need and disregard any other one's needs, right?
Yeah.
So I see this as earth will always strike a balance. And hopefully we find our way of respecting Earth, where we're able to reside and continue to live here for many more generations. But we must respect her or respect the Earth or Gaia or however one sees it. We must respect it because without this place we have no life. You know, Without the air, we have no life. Without water, we have no life. Without the elements, we are not alive. So we must find a respect and a balance to give respect and praise the elements as well. You know what I mean? Not saying like pray to him and like my Lord is fire, right? But to have a healthy respect for the elements, because these are the elements that allow us to live.
For the earth.
Yeah,
The earth.
definitely.
Yeah, like we're so lucky as humans that we even know what the earth looks like.
From
Like,
space, yeah.
Most of our ancestors had no idea what the earth looked like. They thought it looked
Totally.
like a turtle because of the way it looks as it's the reflection off from the sun.
Definitely for some indigenous,
Yeah.
every culture
Eventually,
has
they
their
got
own.
the math together to figure out it's a sphere, right? But it's just, wow, like we like to know that, like we live on a sphere, but never be able to see it. You know?
One thing that is amazing, there's a tribe in Africa called the Dogon people, and they are still just like kind of with the pyramids, right? When Western minds don't believe other cultures were able to achieve great things, they want to say aliens did it, right?
Yeah.
But the Dogon people had star maps that were so accurate that they still can't figure out how that tribe was able to calculate the stars, mark the stars, but they had star maps that were so advanced.
It's
and
called one at a time.
it's a
Yes.
lifetime of looking up
Yeah,
and
I mean, if that's
observation.
Your TV, you really know it. Right?
And many of tribes have looked to the sky and learned. I mean, all the
All of
cultures
our
that
ancestors, yeah.
navigated the oceans, you had to be able to look at the stars and identify the North Star. It gave you a heading and bearing to let you know where you were going.
And that's also when I have to plant this or harvest this or be
Definitely,
at this
definitely.
or whatever.
It
Yeah.
makes me think of the Farmer's Almanac, but there was things. It was knowledge and wisdom prior to the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah.
All right,
Good stuff.
So yeah, there's. Every culture on this world is a beautiful culture and a brilliant culture, and I pray that we could get to a place where we respect all cultures and there's no dominant or superior, like we all gonna die. Like there's no need to live as divided as we are currently within this country with this hate festering, and it's sad, it's sickening.
And culture is a human construct. We make
Oh
it up.
yes, yeah.
We are all a mix of DNA.
We're all humanity.
We're humans and a little bit of
That's-
a couple other non-human ancestors.
That's
and-
all we'll ever
yeah,
be. Is
yeah.
humans. We're humanity, and this is something.
We're just a mix of what worked best on Earth, you know.
And with that being said, we're all blessed to be alive.
Yeah.
And why can't we take advantage of this gift of life given to all creations that live? You don't come out the womb hating people. You don't come out the womb racist. These, like you said, these are learned concepts.
Or greedy.
Yes, these are the ills of man that we battle in this world. We have to decolonize our mind and value the gift of breath itself and recognize that's the equal playing field. That's our equality. Because you take that away, we all leave. You take away the water, we all gone.
Yep.
Take away the food, we're all gone. So we are all in this same experience, and it's a beautiful experience. But we can make it better if we love one another and love one another. That's what it is. Love, brother.
Love is the key.
Yeah,
It's the key.
man.
And if you focus on money, it's hard to focus on love. It really is, because it feels like if you're just focusing on money, you're using that money to love yourself, right?
You know,
and not using it to love others.
In one of the religious texts, it talks about for the men or women or they that have a love for money, that it's easier for a camel to get through an eye of a needle than for those that covet great wealth to get into the kingdom of heaven. Right. So
true.
for those that ascribe to the Christian
Interesting.
philosophy
Well,
and
that
religious
makes
text
sense.
of the Bible.
Shows that money's not everything, right?
No,
Yeah.
for real. It could lead you astray. Like I'm an entrepreneur. I like money, right?
We all like money,
but I like money because it gives you opportunity. Like if you have great wealth, you could really bless and address great things. Like Bill Gates is and many others philanthropy people, right? You have some like your Elon Musk and Bezos, where they just covenant for themselves. Others know that there's no way they could spend these billions of dollars, so they're choosing to do positive things for humanity. And I think if anyone is blessed with great wealth, or if you and I are to be blessed with great monetary wealth, that it's to be a blessing unto humanity, and that's the way I like to. That's how I'm going to do mine.
Well,
You know.
once I get my great wealth, then we're running you for office.
Nah, you know.
Yippee on it for president!
Mister. No, brother. Who knows? I'm. Who knows, man?
Before we get done, I'd like to mention that the new San Bernardino Living Life is out, Volume 5, September to December. It's got some really cool stuff for kids in here. And then also the community dump dates, stuff about Eastside Skate Park, Mount Vernon Bridge opening.
Oh, I got to drive over the bridge last Saturday. I drove over the bridge.
Nice and smooth?
It was nice and smooth, and I'm happy I didn't see no tagging on it or anything like that. So
they're keeping up on it. They're stagging here or there, but of course there will always be.
Yeah.
And then our Arts and Historical Preservation Commission meeting, my first one back, went great. We're talking about our possible new arts district that we're trying to do.
Yes, down East Street.
Our arts policy. We're integrating the history back into the agenda because it got left out a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you.
And we did not change the time for the meeting. So we tabled that until next meeting to see if we're going to change time.
I had the pleasure of being a part of that think tank that was fielding the community's input on the arts corridor that we're hoping to manifest on East Street. Shout out to the Arts Connection. I'm going to reach out to Alejandro.
And the Garcia Center.
And the Garcia Center, yeah. Shout out to Michael Segura. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to get Alejandro and Michael on at the same time, I think, and Miriam as well.
That would be a good show.
Yeah, totally.
That'd be a good show. I have asked Michael a few times.
Yeah, we're going to make it happen. I'm going to pull in.
Rosario came on, but he didn't come.
In
fact, he's supposed to invite me on his old podcast or whatever.
I might have to pull out some old San Bernardino Generation Now favorites.
Yeah, put on the shirt and be like, what up?
Hey, brother, man.
All right, well, Ipiani, that was a great show today. Thank you for sharing everything.
Thank you,
today.
Robert.
Like I think I like these shows about me and you because we can actually
Us and E-Money.
Yeah, because we can show what we're learning in the community and what we've seen and because we are out in the community. That's
For real.
So
Put some respect on the community.
You wanna learn more? Follow Ipiani Locker or Motivational Realizations on Instagram, and then also follow Robert Porter or I Love San Bernardino by Robert Porter on Facebook group, and find out everything.
Yes, indeed.
And this is Robert Porter and Ipiani Locker with the I Love San Bernardino County Radio Show, and we all. Yeah.
I'm a man who loves the blues. Day or night, I'm in the blues. Love the music, deep down soul. I'm walking and talking, living the blues. I'm a blues loving man. From my soul into your hands, music makes you wanna dance. I'm a blues loving man.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.